Perhaps Soban can help us convince his brethren to aid us somehow. We may as well ask him, don't you think? Of the Kojin and Kami. Soroban is curious to learn why you are here. So tell me, my friends, what strange tides bear you to our home? That is indeed a most dire predicament, but perhaps an opportunity for us to craft yet another profitable arrangement. Very well, I shall introduce you to our leader, Bunchin. It will be up to you, however, to present your case. The center of the village lies further below. I still have so many questions, but they will have to wait. The elder awaits. Should we bow when we meet the elder? I know that sort of thing they usually do in the Far East, but does that extend to turtle people living under the sea? Why must diplomacy be so complicated? I present to you the honored elder, Bunshin. You should probably refrain from addressing him by name. Refrain from addressing him by name. He does not much care for it. And this here is our Ninja Turtle. Well, more samurai.
Guests. Gratitude to you for aiding Soroban in his negotiations.
We thank you for your hospitality, honored elder. Pray forgive me my brevity, but I wish to discuss an urgent matter.
It's like I threw caution to the wind and said we would get rid of the Kojin of the Red.
So, you seek to compel our Red brothers to forego hostilities for a time.
That's right. We know your two clans have your differences, but what with you being brothers and all, we thought you might be able to share some secret knowledge or something?
From far above, you have journeyed here in search of our wisdom. You shall have it. All creation is a tapestry, through which the divine is interwoven. Kami are legion, and they can be found in the great and the small. Though they come and go as they please, they favor certain vessels. The ancient, the precious, the exquisite. We Kojin covet these vessels, these treasures. We go forth and bring them home to keep them safe and bask in their divinity. They bring prosperity and joy to us and our children. Yet, how are we to seek these treasures above if we made enemies of the Garlean Empire, powerful and far-reaching as they are? Wiser to join with them. So resolved the Red Kojin.
Cautiously and carefully, for the Garleans are blind to the divine, nor will they suffer their subjects to see. So the Red masquerade as mercenaries who seek money and power, and never speak of their faith in the presence of their masters. To honor the divine, they deny it. A twisted and misguided path.
Aye, aye. Kami will not abide such foolishness. This they shall learn to their sorrow. While our red brothers live by the sword, we blue Kojin uphold the old ways, engaging in trade and valuing peace. Alas, men distinguish not between our clans, and judgment for the doings of the red falls unjustly upon the blue. Thus do men grow more and more reluctant to deal with us, denying us our treasures. This cannot continue.
On that point, we are in agreement. You are willing to aid our cause, then?
There is a way that the red may be driven to retreat into their shells. But to share with you this knowledge is to reveal secrets of the divine. Assurances must first be had, trust forged, a bargain struck.
Well said, Elder. In great crises is great profit to be had.
Delight not overmuch in such things, Soroban. Now, tell our guests what must be done.
As you wish.
Well, I've no idea what we've gotten ourselves into, but so far so good, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it really seems like Alize just went out on a limb with that one. Just, I don't know. Usually they're better about kind of maybe foreshadowing is the word for it. Like, you know, like where the answer lies. But in this case, it just, Alize just out of nowhere is like, hey, we're going to deal with the Kojin allies of the Imperials. It's like, okay. A thousand gods found within the great and the small, rather different from Eorzea and her 12. But I have heard of stranger things. In some lands, for instance, men refuse to acknowledge the existence of all but a single god. Have we run into any of those in game? I think maybe on the first, like the you know, the bunnies there. I think maybe. Whatever it is we've got to do, we'll do it, right? I mean, what other choice do we have? May this bargain be the first of many between our peoples. Listen well, my friends. We require your assistance with the search for a priceless treasure, the Yasakani no Magatama. This jewel, this most sacred of Kojin relics, was in the possession of Hingashi until they decided to present it to the Garleans in a gesture of conciliation. The Red would not abide this, and so they plotted to seize the vessel bearing it to their imperial masters. Alas, though they succeeded, in the ensuing chaos, the Magatama was lost to the sea. We wish to recover the sacred jewel before our brothers. However, were we to come into conflict with them, it would be problematic. Therefore, we turn to you. So you want us to search the ocean floor for this treasure of yours. I'm not sure how we're supposed to do that without, you know, drowning? Fear not. There is a ritual I can perform to imbue your bodies with a powerful blessing, but first you must prepare offerings for the sea. I require twisted ruby coral, several fist-sized sea snail shells, and a freshly harvested Unkyu carapace. That's quite the shopping list. I will see to the shells, and Lise can look for the coral. Lavenza, would you go and find an Unkyu and relieve it of its carapace? Do take care when killing the Unkyu not to damage its carapace too much. Okay, so it's just the big crabs. Done. You know, it's kind of, I think, contradictory to what a lot of other people, at least what I gather from the complaints of quests where it's, go get 10 bear asses or whatever. But I think there's a balance to it, because like just going running out real quick, killing one mob, getting the item, and then running back seems I don't know, it's just not satisfying. It's like, I spent more time talking to the NPC, like getting the quest than I did completing the quest. Well, have you the Unkyu carapace? Perhaps one day we will live in a world in which poor Unkyu need not be slaughtered for Kojin rituals, but today is not that day. How splendid they are. The kami shall be most pleased, I am sure. I got it. I got the ruby coral you wanted. And I the sea snail shells. They're about the size of my fist, though I realize now you may have meant yours. These shall more than suffice for our purpose. Next, we must make ready to present them to the sea and perform the ritual. Once it has been completed, you will be able to move freely through the depths and find the Yasakane no Magatama. Out of curiosity, how large is this sacred jewel of yours? Unless it's far too large to be carried by the three of us, how are we supposed to even find it? The Ruby Sea is not exactly small. Ha ha ha! Surely you realize we have been searching this whole time. The area we wish you to explore is but a small fraction of the Ruby Sea. But it's the exact section that it's at. Already have we secured or scoured most of the seabed near and within our territory, to no avail. All that remains is a region to the west. The shellless of Suinosato can provide you with great guidance, better guidance than we. Jeez. You would do well to visit them first. Shellless? You mean the Kojin aren't the only ones living under the sea? Of course not. The, rain? Yeah, I guess it's either that or Rayan. The Rayan have been here as long as I can remember. Shiose, the overseer, I believe, can tell you more when you arrive. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. We have yet to carry out the ritual. I can hardly wait. Quite how this blessing is supposed to keep us from drowning remains to be seen. I was just thinking I had definitely had trouble with names in Heaven's Word, but I didn't have, I don't think, as much trouble as I thought I would have. But I think I'm having equal trouble here. In Soroban we trust. Soroban is about to show you a shining, shimmering, splendid new world. Are you ready, my friends, to explore a world unlike any you have ever known? Then let us go to western part of the village, where the water twists and turns, and there complete our preparations for the ritual. Is this the this is the place, right? I'm not sure I like the look of that whirlpool. He dove into the water a moment ago and said to wait here until he returned.
It is done. Your offerings have been given to the sea. The ritual can begin at last. Come and stand before me, my friends. Yes, yes. Listen to my words, and let all else wash away. Listen to my words, and feel them flow into your heart. At first a trickle, then a flood. O Kami of the fathomless waters of the fallen, the ascended, the flowing, and the becalmed, caretakers of the shallows and of the depths, receive of us our meager offerings, cleanse these ones of earth and stone, and grant them your blessing, that they might drink deep of the divine. The ritual is complete, my friends. You may now breathe in the depths as you would upon land.
Strange. I don't feel any different. Are you sure it worked?
Reasonably. The blessing does have its limits, of course. While it will allow you to dwell in the depths, it will not help you traverse them.
I can swim well enough. How about you, Alize?
Oh, like a fish, in contrast to my doggy-paddling brother. Somehow, the boy just isn't very buoyant.
Skilled or no, your bodies are ill-suited to the sea. Your cause demands alacrity, and you shall have it. But first, let us take to the water.
Alize, ever the gung-ho one.
Incredible. I could swear I was breathing air.
Now I shall summon for you noble steeds of great strength.
Wow, look at them! I bet they could take us all the way to the deepest depths of the sea.
And so they may. After we've won over the Confederacy, rescued Kosetsu, and liberated your respective homelands.
Should you become parted from your steeds, return to me, and I shall call them again. Take care, my friends, and may the Kami speed you on your way.
We'll find that treasure in no time. Come on!
But we have to stop in Sui no Sato first, right? And I don't know how we'll get them again from there. I mean, presumably there will be an NPC that'll... Diving unlocked. Excitement. Owing to Soroban's blessing, you may now dive into deep water and stay submerged indefinitely. Some other stuff. Should you become separated from your seed? Yeah. That control spacebar is actually good to know, because that's something I've forgotten a ton. I don't think I've ever gotten a tutorial while I've been in here. Did I just never get this tutorial? You and all your flying mounts have received the Kojin tribe's ancient blessing. Oh, it's nice that it makes note of your mounts as well. Although all of your flying mounts. I think since then, I would assume since then, all of them can fly. It can now breathe underwater indefinitely. To dive, yeah, descend, you are flying. And you can do water flip. Excellent. Yeah, I don't know how many times I've been at the surface of water and wanted to dive and just didn't know how. Because I'm so used to, like, when you're on a mount, you can just dive straight down and do it. But when you're just floating at the top of the water... I'll admit, I had my doubts, but this is a blessing worthy of the name. One cannot help wondering what other magics the Kojin possess. Yeah, and I forgot, because I couldn't even, like, I wouldn't have even been able to tell you who was with me during this part of the story before now doing it. But I know, obviously, this blessing comes into play in Shadowbringers for our character. But it is interesting to think that Alize and Lise have the blessing as well. This must be Sui no Sato, the Reian village Soroban told us about. Right then, let's see if they can't help us find the Kojin's missing jewel. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join me live, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. Thank you again, and you have a good one.